Hello, here's a quick video showing you the Jim Henson's The Storyteller. This is disc 5, so that's what it looks like back and front. We have volume 4. Now disc 5 only has the one film on it, one story on it. The rest of them have 2 on it. This one is volume 4, has 2 on it. Alright, then you have volume 3. Volume 3 is here, it has 2 on it as well. And you have volume 2. It's got 2 stories on it as well. I like this one actually. The one at the front is a good one. The soldier story is a good one. Then we have Hand My Hedgehog. This is volume 1. So that's all the volumes that are available on the old Laserdisc that I know of anyway. And then you have the booklet. And the booklet came with the 5th disc. So this is what's inside the booklet. I'll let you have a look. Storyboards and stuff like that. Move it this way a bit. The thing about this, which is interesting, is the fact that it's actually all in English. And the discs are all in Japanese, and there's Japanese subtitles at the bottom of each movie. But this is actually in English. And the little stories themselves, I keep calling them movies. The quality of the disc is good. I wouldn't call it brilliant. It's a very soft picture. But if you had like the VHS version of it and then watch this, it's still a leap and a bound better than that. The picture's good. The sound is analog. That's the other thing you got to watch out for. It's not digital on the discs. It's actually analog sound. There's no digital on the discs. So if you haven't got a laser drive that can play back analog audio, you are snookered, because you'll just have nothing. There's the Heartless Giant. I'm hoping you can see all this now. You can pause it. And there's Mr. Hurt himself. You see him there with the makeup. He's got putting the makeup put on, and there he is there taking the makeup off. It's pretty good. So it's giving you a good idea of what's going on. That's Alison Doody. She was, you probably remember seeing her in, it'll come to me in a second, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. My dad always told me she was an Irish actress. I never did find out whether she was or whether she wasn't, but I think she is, yeah. But hasn't been in very many things since, I don't think. So I'm going to put these back in there. I've got little covers on top of these covers. Nothing too elaborate, just another plastic sleeve. I don't know whether any of you have the 7 box set. This one here, I'll show you now. Hold on. Whoop, this one. I'll leave it there for a minute, right? The 7 box set. The 7 box set, when I got it, I opened up this one. This was new. I got this brand new. So, it cost an arm and a leg, so it did. And I probably shouldn't have bought it. But anyway. Inside the actual box set were the paper sleeves and the elephant condoms. So what I'm trying to say is, I've seen some comments online where people are saying what's the best thing to store the Laserdiscs in, and the second comment I saw was maybe the elephant condoms were used in the factory, because they look like something where, they do in a way, where a disc is manufactured or a wafer is manufactured in Intel, let's say, and they put it into a little protective plastic, cover of some description, and eventually they'll take it from that and they'll put it into a proper cover. But anyway, inside the box set, we had the discs that came, the film discs as it were, and they were in there obviously, but they were in the plastic condoms originally, and they gave you the paper sleeves. In other words, they're trying to show you, look, these are being sent and shipped in the plastic, but when you get them back to where you were, you should basically put them into the paper. So now they're in the paper sleeves. They're the paper sleeves that came with it. So I don't know, but it does keep that question running, which is better. Well, me personally, I would go with the paper sleeves with the, obviously there's the plastic inside them, because it does keep them a bit better in the actual cover. That does stop them from falling out. I've had it where I've changed all mine to paper anyway. But if I leave them in the plastic sleeves, I found that they tend to want to fall out of the actual cardboard. But that's basically it. Apart from that, you know, I mean, once they're in plastic or paper, just to protect them somewhat, they should be okay. But again, like a bit like CDs, you'd look after them in the same way. You can mistreat them somewhat similar, but with a CD, they take a little bit more hacking, whereas the Laserdisc won't, because obviously it's a bigger format. So a small mark on a Laserdisc is going to be in trouble more so than a small mark on a little CD. So anyway, that's the 7 box set as well. Just thought I'd show you that. Another box set that's here that I have, just quickly show you, is Gettysburg. It's a nice box set to have. It goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, nearly as long as the war probably. So they obviously come in their own little paper sleeves, which is quite cool. You've got a little note here talking about the film and, you know, how long it took and how they loved making it. There's the book, of course, that came with it, which shows, you know, illustrations and drawings and more information on the actual battle itself. So it has, you know, some of the main leaders within the film, and some of the soldiers as well, of course, obviously. So it's showing you both sides, and it's giving you a good idea of what's going on in the war, and, you know, explains it in a bit more detail than the film did. But the film is actually very, very good and very well put together, I have to say. You also get a map of the battle zone and a commemorative bullet, which is interesting, considering it, from what I gather anyway, it came from the battlefield itself. So this was shot at somebody in anger in Gettysburg. Very interesting package to get through the post, because obviously the bullet will be flagged and questions will be asked. Why are you trying to ship a bullet? So there we are. There's a map of the actual area itself that comes with it as well. So it gives you a good overview of what's going on, and the film is pretty well put together as well. But it's a nice little box set to have. You certainly don't get it on the Blu-ray or DVD nowadays. So yeah, nice to have. So that's that. And just while we have you, we also have in the vicinity, oh, this beauty. Now this has been shown on the internet many times. The Star Wars trilogy that you see here, basically it's digital, yes. It's the original movie, cleaned up, THX cleaned up and put on. So if you wanted the original, what it looked like, this is the way you'd have to buy it. Or there is a DVD version of it available as well, which will allow you to see the original unaltered trilogy before any special edition are done to it. I have to say, I watched what did I watch first? I'm trying to think. I watched obviously this first, not this particular box set, but on the TV a long time ago, back in the 80s or 90s. So like a long time ago I watched it originally. Epic. And then basically I came across the Laserdisc box set, the Dolby surround version, PAL, and I watched that. There was a special edition version, and there was some scenes in it that were like, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, something different about it, or I don't remember that, or thinking, God, that looks a little bit better, or, you know, that sort of stuff. But the original special edition, so this version and the special edition that came out where he made the change at that stage, I would consider to be the second version of these films. And, you know, for you know, the sake of the director, that's the way he wanted to display it back when he made them originally. So fair enough, you know. As for who shot first, we all know who shot first. That's, you know, that's not a debate, you know. And that was something actually that I noticed too, funny enough, when I had watched this version. I was like, you know, there was something funny about your man's head in the other one. And then I looked it up then, of course, and because I wouldn't necessarily be a Star Wars fan. I'd have all the Star Trek stuff. But in fairness, I have bought the 2 new Star Wars movies, and Rogue One, is that what it's called, I think. It's coming to me on Blu-ray soon enough, so I'm hoping to have that. But yeah, it's interesting to see the changes and the edits and, you know, the things that have been done to this trilogy and done to Star Wars in general, where if you have Star Trek, there's been nothing done to it. There's been no additions, been, you know, nothing of that changed. It just, they had the original films, they cleaned them up, put them on Blu-ray, and that was it. But like James Bond, they just cleaned it up, put it on the Blu-ray, where Star Wars has been interfered with. So I can understand the anger. But my thing would be, yeah, watch this one, watch the DVD one, but even if you watch the original special edition, yeah, it's pretty okay. You know what I mean? You still got to be impressed with the technical ability of the era. Like, it's still damn well good put together. The masterpiece. I have the Toy Story one as well, but I just want to show you this one because the Toy Story one is pretty buried. But this is the masterpiece editions from Walt Disney. You can actually get the CAV version, which is just basically the discs. So you can buy basically this if you wish on its own, which is probably a better idea considering, you know, unless you've got, you know, massive acres amount of space. But with the CAV edition, you're able to pause and rewind and still every page or every, you know, picture frame. That's what we're looking for. What do you get extra in this? Well, you do actually get extras, which is 2 more Laserdiscs with extras, and you get a couple of prints, which are not exactly the most exciting things in the world. But there's no point in going through them. You can see them there. That's what the pictures basically are. They are the most unexciting extras ever. The other boxes are far superior, but at least you do get the. I'll show you these pictures now. If I can. Might be I'm not missing anything else, which I don't know. Can you see that one? You got that. And I suppose they're nice as a piece of art. Put them into a nice frame, I suppose. Nice watercolours. So that's what you get. They call them lithographs, what do they call them? Oh. And that's basically what you get with that. Oh, excuse me. A bit gassy. Actually, one thing I must mention, if you haven't got it, I was actually very impressed with the picture quality. One I actually watched again recently. I have to say, I thought the picture quality was absolutely fantastic. What's this? The Witches. Now be careful, there's an awful lot of rotters of this one around. But the picture quality of this is excellent. Excellent. This one is, just in case you guys don't know, The Witches 671. Let's see, yeah, 671. It doesn't. There's the details there. 671. There's the barcode obviously over there, so you know which one I'm talking about. There are a few different types of it, but this one, the picture quality of this, now I have to say, is blooming astounding. I find the Warner Bros. Stuff to have very good picture quality, from my experience of them anyway. But that one is particularly good. Another one which is of interest is actually one I did genuinely only buy recently. I tried to buy a brand new off a guy and it was rotten. He had 5 of the copies and they were also rotten. So this is Beyond Rangoon. It's not a bad film, it's not the best film I've ever seen, but definitely if you can get it for a reasonable price, worth getting. But if you can't get it for a reasonable price, don't worry about it, you're not missing much. It's a good film, John Borman, that's why I went for it. And of course, Siskel and Ebert said 2 thumbs up, so I said I have to get this. So yeah, I watched it, I enjoyed it. Definitely worth watching, but if you can't get it, don't worry about it. Picture quality in this one is a bit sketchy. I have a 3D comb filter built into my amp, and I have a 3D comb filter on the projector, which I showed you in a previous video. The projector's 3D comb filter seemed to cope with it a bit better, and the picture wasn't too bad, blown up to 100 inches. But when I played it back using the other comb filter built into the Marantz, it seemed to have a bit of a problem with it. When I blew it up, you could see it was sort of jumping. You know, it was getting a bit of a judder in it. You know, every frame, every so often. I had to use that to display it on my Panasonic 50-inch TV. It's a plasma TV I have. So same thing, having the picture quality on that was a bit sketchy thanks to that comb filter. The picture quality on it would be, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. So yeah, it's worth getting if you grab your paws on it, as they say. So that's basically it for the moment. I will hope to show you guys the DTS discs in completion at some stage. Like, there's a few I missed out, like the English Patience, and there's a few other ones there that I do actually have on DTS, which I never actually showed you, but I do have them in the air there. Special edition ones I have Good lord. I have those other two Star Wars babies. I have the Terminator 2 box set, which quality-wise, picture-wise is very good. And I have the Toy Story one I mentioned. 2 Star Wars I mentioned. Indiana Jones trilogy. I'd love to know, although I don't really want to buy any more Laserdiscs, to be perfectly honest with you, but I would like to know, is the picture quality better on the PAL Indiana Jones Laserdisc trilogy versus the NTSC Indiana Jones trilogy? I would like to know that. Now the reason why I asked it is, on the THX WOW disc, the sound on that is very good when it shows the Indiana Jones scenes, and the picture is very good. And when I play it back off my PAL disc, doesn't seem to have the same, you know, sort of sound in it. So I'm interested to know, is the picture better? So does anybody have the PAL and the NTS discs and can compare and contrast? So is it better and is it worse? And the sound as well I also found to be better. But I'm basing it on the THX WOW disc that I have. And also on, I think it's the Paramount sampler. It has a section on that one as well, which is again the start of it. Very good picture quality. I don't know. I have Indiana Jones obviously on DVD, which let me get here. Hold on. Seems to be stuck. Ta-da! There it is. That's on DVD. Cool, isn't it? I love the box. Box is damn trendy. Oh, actually, I have to show you something on Blu-ray. I'll tell you why. Very interesting, this one. I'll tell you what I did. Won't come out. I get the Lord of the Rings extended edition on Blu-ray. Costs an arm and a leg, and the boxes are absolutely hideous. Like, oh my god, like holy Lord Almighty! It's for the price you're paying. Now this is the extended edition on DVD, which is like, that box is gorgeous, you know. So what did I do? I bought the Blu-rays, the extended ones, yes. I said, there's an extra disc actually on the extended Blu-rays that isn't in the DVD extended ones. That's basically an hour long, I think it's an hour long, maybe longer. Basically it's a DVD showing the way the film was made from start to finish for each particular movie. So it's like another movie of the movie, if you know what I mean. And it's pretty good. Actually on the first one, there's actually a Laserdisc player I noticed inside your man's trailer at the start, which is kind of funny. So as you can see, what I did was I just put the Blu-rays into one. So obviously I got they're the 2 special edition DVDs that came with this originally. There is the third one that comes with the Blu-ray. I've watched it and put it away for the moment because obviously it won't fit in here. I don't want to do any damage to the box set. But this looks so much better. But of course these are the Blu-rays. So that's what I did here, you know. So I just thought it might be something interesting to show that, you know. I think it's a nice way of doing it, you know. So anyway, that's the story. Hope you enjoyed it, and good luck.